In Regulation J, a lot of Mythicals aren't exactly the greatest in the format, but we are going to be trying one and see if it can perform well with Meloetta, a psychic normal type from Generation 5. Has access to Relic Song, which can change its typing and its form, but we're not going to be using that today. We're going to be trying on a Assault Vest Meloetta and seeing how well it can perform. This is a rain team with a really unique Meloetta set. Let's break it down. First up, we had the Assault Vest Meloetta with the Serene Grace, which is able to double the odds of its secondary effects, which is pretty nice when you have this move set. With the Fairy Terrestrialization to be able to resist a body press and just a good defensive typing in general, with the moveset of Psychic, Shadow Ball, Thunder, and U-Turn. So you might be wondering why Meloetta, and I think the idea of the Meloetta is it's really good into one of the strongest Pokemon in this format, which is Calyrex Shadow Rider. Being able to be a normal type which is immune to Astral Barrage, while a Psychic type to be resistant to the Psychic type moves, is a fantastic Shadow Rider answer. And this moveset is really interesting. So Psychic, of course, for the same type of Psychic bonus, it is able to hit Koraidon, it's able to hit the Amoonguss and a bunch of other threats with the same type attack bonus Psychic. Shadow Ball to, of course, hit the Shadow Riders. Thunder, you do have Rain on this team, so you do have that option for a accurate electric type move to hit water types, but also with Serene Grace, that 30% chance to para from Thunder becomes 60%, which can definitely be useful in some games alongside the U-turn on this Meloetta in order to be able to pivot around. EV spread wise, you do have a max HP Meloetta, 172 with a modest nature for an extra stat point, and then you have just a little bit of speed, 20 speed, that allows you to outspeed Calyrex Shadow Rider with the tailwind on the Tornado, or they are paralyzed, and the rest going to the physical defense because it really needs it. It is really just a Meloetta that's able to do some solid damage with its good special attack and the Assault Vest special defense pairing. Really great answer to Shadow Rider as before, while trying to invest a little bit to make up for its weaker defense alongside with the Intimidate from the Incineroar. Hopefully it can actually take physical hits. Next Pokemon we have is the Leftovers Kyogre with the Drizzle ability to summon the rain, the Electric Terra type, which is a good defensive typing for specifically Miraidon. That's all you really need. And we have Origin Pulse, Ice Beam, Calm Mind, and Protect. Yeah, it's interesting to see more of a supportive Kyogre with the Tornadoes, but mainly is a way that you could set up the rain for your Urshifu, but also like a good setup sweeper in the right spots, right? It's able to help out against Koraidon, which is able to put in a lot of work, and yeah, just be able to wall teams with the Calm Mind if set up properly, and really able to fire off some really heavy hits with the Origin Pulse. The EV spread is max HP with 28 defense, 76 special attack, 4 special defense, and 148 speed with Modest Nature. The speed allows you to outspeed max speed Raging Bolt and max speed Pelipper in case those Pokemon become relevant, so you can go for the Calm Minds where the attacks faster, or Break Sash on Pelipper for instance. Max HP because you want to be able to take the attacks well, be a little bit extra into defense, and then 76 special attack with a Modest Nature does give you an extra stat point in its special attack, but across the board, supposed to set up Calm Minds, take attacks. That's pretty much what this Kyogre is designed to do. Next Pokemon we have is the Covert Cloak Tornadus to prevent any secondary effects, specifically that Fake Out Flinch, but also like speed drops from Icy Wind, special attack drops from Snarl, and more, with the Prankster ability, which of course gives a +1 priority to any of its non-attacking moves, with the Dark Terror type that's just good into Calyrex Shadow Rider attacks, as well as just being able to be immune to Prankster moves from the Whimsicott Encore and Taunt options, as well as opposing Tornadus, Taunt, with the moveset of Bleak Wind Storm, Rain Dance, Tailwind, and Protect. Very standard Tornadus, not much to say about it. Of course, really great partner next to Kyogre. Bleak Wind Storm being able to threaten some pretty solid damage, especially into the grass types I want to try to switch into the Kyogre water type moves. Yeah, it's just very solid in general. For the EV spread, it is a pretty simple physically defensive Tornadus. As you can see, it's max HP and nearly max defense Tornadus, just having a little bit extra into special attack with 4 in special defense and speed. It really is supposed to be able to tank attacks extremely well. Moves from like Urshifu, things like the Zamazenta, Koraidon, and more. It's supposed to stick around on the field because you want to have access to both the Tailwind and Rain Dance. Because with Calm Mind Kyogre, you generally are using turns to go for the Calm Minds, and that means you stall out your own Rain. You want the Tornadus to have access to Tailwind and Rain Dance for the Kyogre, so it can actually go for like rain boosted attacks alongside that speed control. So you have this really bulky Tornadus that's supposed to be able to stick around on the field to support the Kyogre. Next Pokemon is the Choice Scarf Rapid Strike Urshifu with the Unseen Fist, which is able to bypass Protect with its contact moves, with the Ghost Terror type, which is able to help out against Fake Out and Extreme Speed, with the Surging Strikes, Close Combat, Aqua Jet, and U-Turn. It's a very standard choice scarf Urshifu. It is running a jolly nature, so it is going to be faster than like the modest Chiyus out there, but it's really going to be able to put on the offensive pressure with the rain, especially from the Kyogre. That choice scarf is allowing it to outspeed Calyrex Shadow Rider and the threats, and it's really able to put on a solid amount of pressure with that rain boosted surging strikes and close combats, which is very solid, while allowing Kyogre to maybe set up some turns for the Calm Minds. It is just able to be an incredible mod that is just able to pressure a lot of Pokemon by outspeeding it and threatening it with the boosted surging strikes. Next Pokemon we have is the Safety Goggles Incineroar with the Intimidate ability, which is able to lower the attack of both opposing Pokemon with the Bug Terror type, a great defensive typing. So you have a ground resist on the team. It's able to also resist the fighting type moves like the close combat and the body presses. And across the board, still pretty solid in general with the knockoff, fake out, taunt, and parting shot. So this is a pretty standard Incineroar. It does run taunt, so you're able to actually taunt like Trick Room mons, like the Cali Ice, as well as like prevent spores from Amoonguss and more. So having that taunt option can just help support, because this team doesn't otherwise have the best switch-ins to the Spore that actually are able to pressure damage into the Amoonguss. So having that access to taunt with the Safety Goggles makes a ton of sense, but it's just a standard support Incineroar. Otherwise, it is a max HP Incineroar, Impish with 116 and then 140 special defense across the board. A bit of a physically defensive Incineroar, so has a good amount of special defense to take on Astral Barrages from Calyrex Shadow Rider and more. Yeah, not much to say about it. It's a great support Pokemon, especially with Kyogre, and there's not really much to say about it. Final Pokemon on this team is going to be the Rocky Helmet Amoonguss, which is able to chip away any Pokemon that come into contact with Amoonguss with Regenerator, so when it switches out, it gets some recovery, and a Water Terror type to be able to resist the Ice and Fire type moves that are very powerful against Amoonguss, while still resisting opposing Water type moves. With Pollen Puff, Spore, Rage Powder, and Protect, pretty standard support Amoonguss, not much to say. It's really helpful on a rain team because opposing Urshifu can be really scary. Having redirection with the Kyogre is of course really nice. The Pollen Puff to heal the Kyogre if it gets weakened, of course incredible, and the Spore to, you know, build up turns for momentum. EV spread wise, this is kind of interesting because it's more of a specially defensive Amoonguss with Sassy 76 special defense, gives it an extra stat point, and across the board, like, it's kind of interesting because Rocky Helmet usually runs more of a physically defensive Amoonguss, but this one to be able to switch around into special hits, especially like the Miraidon, has a bit more in the special defensive side, while just, you know, having the rest going into physical defense. Is able to take hits, heal up its ally, Spore, and what else? Amoonguss is really good. So how to use the team across the board, there are a few different ways to use the team. You do have the more offensive mode that you can take utilizing the Urshifu, especially with rain, with surging strikes. If the opponent is really weak to taking rain boosted surging strikes from choice scarf Urshifu, if they don't have a way to outspeed it, and you can go for stuff like Kyogre plus Urshifu, immediately put on the offensive pressure. And then you also have that setup mode with the Calm Mind Kyogre, which you can use with the Incineroar and the Amoonguss to support the Kyogre from setting up the Calm Minds and just being able to take attacks and then dish out a huge amount of damage afterward with rain boosted Origin Pulses and the Ice Beams that are also pretty strong in the format. Then you also have the Meloetta, which is pretty interesting that it can be utilized on the Tailwind, but also just a great mod into Shadow Rider, which is a little bit annoying for the team in general because it doesn't really have the best Ghost Switch in other than Incineroar, but having that access to pivot, having the Thunder to cover for opposing water types, the Psychic actually does a significant amount of damage into Koraidon and more. That's how Meloetta can be utilized. You have a lot of different leads that you can go for, especially with this team. Of course, you have the Kyogre Urshifu rain mode immediately. Kyogre Tornadus can be a thing. Tornadus plus Urshifu. The Tailwind mode, very solid. Then you have like more defensive modes that you can go for, of course, with the Kyogre next to Incineroar or Kyogre plus Amoonguss in order to be able to set up the Kyogre. You have Incineroar plus Urshifu, of course, Fake Out plus a Choice Scarf attack, which really can put on a lot of pressure. You also have Instant Amoonguss, of course, for a slow lead that can build up momentum to set up the Kyogre and Urshifu in the back. You also have like Meloetta that can lead in order to scout for like what the ghost types are doing, especially, and are able to put in a decent amount of damage for what it has access to. If you'd like to check out the details of the team in the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. And let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of Meloetta? Because I actually kind of like the concept of this Pokemon. Like, I haven't used it much at all in anything really. Like, I've never used it in battles in general, so pretty interested to see. But I felt the concept, I was a huge music guy in just generally, I was like in the band and like I was playing Gen 5 Pokemon when it was coming out, and like Meloetta with music I felt like was just super cool concept wise. But of course, stats wise, I wouldn't say it's the best in VGC. So let's see, maybe it can prove me wrong in today's video, but let me know in the comments down below and let's get started and play some games. All right, we have the Landers Incarnate, Tornadus Incarnate, Lunala, Incineroar, Chien-Pao, and Koraidon. This actually seems pretty decent for me. I actually don't mind this lead because I think Meloetta is fantastic here as a normal Psychic Mom, which is really weird for my opponent actually. They do have double Dark that I have to keep in mind, but across the board, do not mind this. I'm kind of curious on the Torn set. If it's like Sunny Day, that would be pretty annoying, but across the board, it should be fine. I like Ursula in this matchup, but I don't think it's necessary. I think what I do bring though is I think I bring the Meloetta instant lead. I actually kind of like it a lot here with the Torn and the Kyogre, because I like having Torn as a ground immunity to the Landers Incarnates, and of course having the Rain Dance is just super solid against this team, and of course Meloetta to help with the Lunala. So let's see what we can do here. Kind of curious on what the sets are on this team because that's going to be something. And of course the Chien-Pao I do have to respect quite a bit, so let's find out what they lead here. Going to be the Incineroar Lunala, so this is perfect for me. I do not mind this lead as I lead Incineroar plus the Meloetta. So I do have the faster Incineroar, which is nice. Here's their Meteor Beam on the Lunala. Do I have a way to stop that? I don't think I do. Yeah, I mean I could go Kyogre and take the damage, which is not ideal, but granted it's like fine, I suppose. I think I'm gonna go for a U-turn into the Lunala immediately and just go on a Kyogre. I really don't want to take a Meteor Beam here, and I think it's fine going to Kyogre here and U-turn with Meloetta to prevent the Meloetta from getting threatened from their Incineroar. If they go for fake on the Meloetta, it's not like that bad. I break the Shadow Shield onto Lunala. I can bring out my own Incineroar, and then that would be really good because I can pivot around these mons. So I think that's pretty solid. But let's see what they decide to go for, as we are going to go for the Incineroar swap into the Kyogre and hopefully catch the Meteor Beam. Drizzle going to activate. We're going to see, yep, Meteor Beam. Perfect. Okay, super ideal. Super ideal. Because Kyogre will eat the Meteor Beam with ease. Unless this is maybe Parting Shot here. But even if it's Parting Shot from the instant, I think that's fine. Because this Lunala, yeah, going to go for the Meteor Beam. Does a decent amount to Kyogre. Actually did a little bit more than I thought. But we do break the Shadow Shield onto the Lunala. And now we can bring out our Incineroar, which is fantastic. Okay, perfect. But do I want to go Torn here? I could go Torn because I can threaten Rain Dance. Actually, I like the Torn idea. I like the Torn a bit more. I think I'm gonna go Torn. They could knock out my Torn, but I don't think that's that big of a deal. I don't need the Cover Cloak much. I did go for Flare Bit, so I could have went Instant, but Torn works as well. But yeah, I don't think this is that bad of a spot because right now, get a bit of leftovers recovery on the Kyogre. And I think Incineroar always hard swaps to Koraidon here, potentially. I could go Meloetta here for my Kyogre. I don't know if that is a play. I'm just worried about Moongeist Beam and the Torn, and I feel like my opponent has to respect Torn, so I think I protect Torn. I guess the question is, am I going with Calm Mind? Am I swapping to Meloetta? Or I could go Instant, which is also pretty fair, but granted, if they go out into the Koraidon, I think I'd rather go for like a Calm Mind here. I think I'm gonna Calm Mind attempt. Let's see. If they go for the Moongeist Beam, it's a little bit annoying. We're actually gonna see a Terastization come out. Okay. From the Incineroar. Grass Terra? Water Terra makes sense too. Trying to figure out. This might be Parting Shot into Kyogre and a Moongeist Beam. That's what I think, but we'll see. I protect the Torn here, hopefully to absorb the Moongeist Beam. They targeted Kyogre. I was really hoping that they wouldn't target the Kyogre here, because I feel like you want to get rid of Torn. Oh wow, that KO'd. Okay, that's not good. That's really not good. Is they parting? Yeah, that's really not good. Man, I could have went Meloetta. Meloetta's not faster than the Lunala, unfortunately. But I gotta go Meloetta. Is this playable? Sure. It's not easy though. I think I gotta go Instant, and I think I just gotta go for a Shadow Ball into the... Or I could Thunder the Instant as well. It's not like Lunala can do anything to Meloetta. I think I just Thunder the Instant and get the damage. I go for the Thunder, get a huge amount, then I can go for like Shadow Ball knock off the next turn. I don't think that's too bad. Let's see. Get an Intimidate off into the Instant. Moongeist Beam going to be fired off into the Instant slot. Like maybe Meloetta can come back. Maybe. Oh my goodness. I was about to say that was doing too much. Thunder. I need a para probably or something now. Okay. Full para? Okay. That got me in the game because I got crit and that put me in a really awkward spot. Okay, maybe we have something available to us. I do want to go for Parting Shot into the... I want to Parting Shot the Lunala, and I think I want to Shadow Ball the Lunala. I wanted to make sure I go for Parting Shot into Lunala. Get in my Torn, because I think I need Torn around in order to have a chance to win. I go for Shadow Ball. Ooh, that's a lot more damage than I expected, actually. Special defense drop's also really nice. Okay, and I get a Parting Shot off. A full para on Instant gets me back into this game. Can we get a full para? Can we get another full para? Because my Instant being low is not great. Because I want to switch into one power attack. But we'll do what we have to. Torn coming in. You go for Parting Shot and Meloetta. I guess that's fine. Okay. Is this Koraidon? Or is this POW? Koraidon, okay. A little bit of a weird spot. I kind of want to go Incin. Is it Chien Pao back? That's the question. I could Rain Dance here, and that would really negate the damage. I'm debating about going for the Terra Dark Rain Dance here, which I think is probably okay. And then go for a Psychic and a Koraidon for the damage. Yeah, I think that's okay. Because I'm hoping that this is like maybe Flare Blitz into one of the slots and Moongeist Beam into Torn. That's like most likely what's going to happen. I need the Rain Dance up because I need to make sure that the Koraidon isn't able to nuke my Meloetta. Because Meloetta, I need Meloetta healthy. Otherwise, there's like no chance I win this game. So we get the Rain up. Flare Blitz going to come out of Meloetta, which is nice. Oh, that did nothing. What? Wow, that really did nothing. I thought that was going to do way more. Moongeist Beam. Perfect. Nice. And Psychic into the Koraidon. Huge amounts of damage. Okay, awesome. I think now I can go for a Tailwind very safely, and I can go for probably Thunder in a Lunala because it covers every switch other than Lando, but you're not hard switching to Lando here. I don't know if Koraidon attacks or not. I feel like it could be a swap here to sack Incin. But I can't really... If I Tailwind and Psychic... The thing is, Koraidon, if it fighting moves my Torn, I'm in a bad spot. But I think I have to gamble on it, right? I think I do. I think I just go for Thunder here. They stay in. That's bad. Unless they Collision Course my Meloetta, then it's fine. Thunderbolt KO to Lunala. If this is POW back, I probably am fighting for a lost cause because I don't think I can be POW anymore. Yeah, they Collision Course my Torn. So at least I got my Tailwind up. Maybe I could have protected the Torn and went for Thunder instead. That also would have worked. Maybe I should have done that, actually. I'm thinking back at this and I'm like, okay, maybe that would have put me in a decent spot. We go Instant. We have Fake Out Pressure, but... we have a -1 Meloetta, which kind of stinks in this board. Oh, wait, it's Torn back. Wait, maybe we could win. Maybe we can win. Probably Cover Cloak Torn, though. This is clear amulet. We confirmed. I think if I want a way to win this, I gotta go for knockoff into Torn, Thunder into Torn, reading Koraidon to swap. Or wait, if they protect, this is even better for me. Unless they hard Sunny Day. They did Sunny Day. Raw. Okay. But if I land a Thunder... Wait. If I land a Thunder and a knockoff might have KO'd the Torn. Oh, I was definitely KO'ing the Torn. Then I had Tailwind up and I would have been... Oh, that could have been like the way I won this game. Oh, no. No. Now it's cooked. Yeah, it's cooked. I go for Psychic into the Koraidon and I go for knockoff into the Torn, but like the game's over at this point. They went for Collision Course. Wait, does that KO? Does Meloetta survive? If we knock off KO the Torn, we win. I didn't think knockoff was doing that much to Torn in the first place, and I thought Instant was coming in, which is why I thundered. No way! They couldn't flare blitz because they were scared of the recoil. But oh my goodness. I win. Even after all that. I can knock off the Instant and I can go for Psychic and I win. Meloetta, the comeback for the first game. Oh my goodness. And it also stinks too, because I think if I just Tailwind Psychic, I just guarantee to win. Like, even if they like Trick Room with the Lunala, I think it's really hard for them to break through Meloetta. But oh my goodness, Meloetta cleaned up. Like, I thought, like, okay, after missing the Thunder, because I really thought the Koraidon was just going to switch to Instant and they were going to Tailwind. And I thought that it kind of accomplished the same thing as the Protect and Sunny Day, but they get the Tailwind up faster and more reliably, and they don't risk, like, then they have like Fake Out Pressure, KO to Koraidon, then Flare Blitz to Meloetta is like a safe win con, I think, for the most part, but that was not in the cards, I thought. I really was thinking that was lost. All right, we have Calyrex Shadow Rider, Koraidon, Incineroar, Landorus Incarnate, Brubonnet, and Raging Bolt. Isn't this James Evans' second place Worlds team from Regulation I? I think it is. I don't know if it was in that order, but sure. Ooh, Meloetta looks really good if I set it up properly. I do love Meloetta. I'm trying to figure out what the best lead is here. I like Instant, Torn, Kyogre, Meloetta a lot, I think. Do I want to lead Instant Torn? It's not bad here. It really is not. I could also lead Meloetta plus Instant, which is also not too bad. I think Instant plus Meloetta is not bad here at all. And have Torn, Kyogre. I also was debating about leading Torn immediately, but that might be a bit too passive in a Raging Bolt if Raging Bolt leads, because I think Raging Bolt's probably brought. I think you definitely go with Koraidon, Shadow Rider. I don't think you bring the Instant. I think you probably bring Bonnet, and I don't think Landorus is that good against my team, but that's like my initial impression, because it's Sash Shadow Rider with Encore plus the Clear Amulet Jolly Koraidon, if I'm not mistaken, with... What was the Instant? I think Instant was Helping Hands. Was it Helping Hand Helmet? I think it was Helping Hand Helmet. It might have been Goggles, but I think we'll figure it out. It's been a while. I did play James at Worlds, but it's like it's been a couple months since that. We're gonna see Raging Bolt plus the Brubonnet, which makes sense. Okay. All right, I do have a lot of pressure against the Bonnet that I do have. I do have access to Taunt, which is really good against the Bonnet here. The problem is I don't exactly have a safe switch for the Meloetta slot on Sucker. I could go for the Fairy Terra, but I don't know if I really want a Terra immediately. I could just go for damage with like Psychic Or I could U-turn, go for an terrible. I kind of like the idea of maybe going for a psychic immediately into the bolt and getting some damage, because like it's really hard for my team to damage the bolt at this point. I think I go for psychic. Oh, they changed the team. The bolt has protect now. Okay. I could go into the bolt. Is the bonnet faster than my instant? Maybe. Oh, it is. Okay. I mean, it's not too bad because they went for Spore into Meloetta, which I think is fine. And I do get a taunt, so he can't Spore again. So you can go for Sucker Punch probably as like your best move. But yeah. They changed the bolt. This is really annoying. But I think I go for Parting Shot into bolt and I stay in. Sucker Punch at -1. It'll do a decent amount of damage. I think I should probably retreat here. I think I go Kyogre. Because I can't really afford to lose Torn because I need that Rain Dance pressure, right? I think if I go for Parting Shot into the bolt, I can, you know, reduce the damage that I really take. I can then go for like Calm Minds setups, which I think is very viable here. I need to figure this out because that was a very awful turn 1. Like they did change the team and it's not great for me. Meloetta gonna retreat here into my Kyogre. Get the Drizzle up. Why did they Thunderclap? What? Oh, they doubled the Meloetta with priority moves. Okay, perfect. So I get the Parting Shot off. That's actually really good for me. I get a free Parting Shot off into Bolt. And then next turn, I could probably go for Calm Mind, switch to Incin. And that's really good for me. The problem is I am taking like the sleep. I haven't taken any sleep turns with Meloetta, but granted, I don't think this is that bad. But yeah, we're going to go Incin and we're going to go for Calm Mind. I don't think they're ever going to risk going into Shadow Rider here. That doesn't make much sense to me if you risk Shadow Rider here. On like an Origin Pulse. But yeah, we're going to go for Calm Mind. And we're going to threaten the Ice Beams, I think, for the following turns. The Bonnet's really tough to deal with, though, because I don't have a way to hit the Bonnet for much. But yeah, we bring in the Incin. And we're going to see Thunderclap again. I guess they're scared of Scarf, but it works out. Or did they double the... they doubled the Meloetta. They're fearful of the Meloetta, man. They are fearful of the Meloetta. But this Kyogre about to be a huge strat with this Calm Mind boost. Like, this Calm Mind is huge for me. Beautiful. I think I just go for a knockoff. Do I go for knockoff? I think I go for a Ice Beam into the Bonnet and a knockoff. I'm not too scared of Bolt at -1 special attack. And yeah, they might protect fearing Fake Out here. So this works out huge for me. They probably Seed Bomb here for damage, which is cool. It's -2. Ice Beam. Oh my goodness. Do I KO with knockoff? I didn't think I would KO with knockoff and Ice Beam. Huh. That's actually weird. I didn't want the KO, actually. I didn't want that, but I guess this is okay. Yeah, this is okay. It's not ideal, but I think it's fine. Who's my Terra going to be in this game? Koraidon in, which is not surprising. I think my best play is to go for a... Bug Terra, which I don't like. If I'm reading Hard Collision Course, I want to go hard into Incin. Or not hard into Incin, hard into Torn and Protect. I do want to always protect the Kyogre. I need to get a way to get a free switch here. I think I am just going to go for Parting Shot into the Bolt with Bug Terra and Protect. I'm like debating about like, is it worth the Bug Terra? Because I'm not going to have a good switch into Calyrex Shadow Rider later on. But I feel like if I isolate the Calyrex Shadow Rider, then Meloetta should win, right? Because having Assault Vest, I immune to Astral Barrage. So let's see. If they Flare Blitz, that's fine into my instant. We're going to protect our Kyogre. We're not risking like Thunderclap Collision Course or anything like that of that nature. We're going to see Thunderclap does come out actually into the Kyogre, so this might be a double up into that slot. But no, they did go for Collision Course, which is fine. I could have went hard Torn, but you know, having Torn HP is actually pretty nice here. Because now I can go for a Parting Shot into the Raging Bolt, -2 Raging Bolt, and now I can bring in my Torn, and I can click Origin Pulse, or I could click Ice Beam with Rain Dance. And we can get rid of that boost on the Koraidon right now, which is pretty good for me. So I'm going to go out into Torn. And I think I want to click Origin Pulse because there's a chance they might go for like a last ditch Terra Electric Thunderclap plus Collision Course, which shouldn't knock out my Kyogre after a Rain Dance. So I'm going to go for Rain Dance and I'm going to go for Origin Pulse. Yeah. Because they might be scared of Ice Beam too. They might also try to hard switch into Shadow Rider. I think this is perfect. And I also get big damage into both. We do see a Terastization, which is super ideal. A Terra to Koraidon. Ooh. Oh, they were expecting Tailwind Ice Beam. I think that's fair, but that's exactly why I want to cover with the Rain Dance Origin Pulse play, because I had a feeling like, again, one of these Pokemon could Terra, and I felt like Origin Pulse was the best case here. So we get the Rain up as the Photosynthesis wears off for the Raging Bolt. So like the Thunderclaps would have done a lot less. They go for the Collision Course into the Kyogre. Actually still does a pretty decent chunk, but we land the Origin Pulse, which is huge. We get the KO into the Koraidon. Good damage to Raging Bolt. And right now, my Meloetta is looking so good in the rest of the game. We'll see what the rest comes down to. Let's see how much this Bolt does with T-Bolt, I assume. Oh, they target the Torn too. Perfect. No crit? That actually still did a lot of damage. I'm guessing it's Magnet because it's not Life Orb, and I don't think we saw Booster Energy. So, feeling pretty good. This should be Cali coming in. Yep. Can I still lose the game? Absolutely. I think the play is always to double protect. I mean, they could have changed the team to have Nasty Plot Cali, but I just don't think it's very likely. We're going to double protect, get a bit of leftovers recovery on the Kyogre, which I think is pretty valuable because the Thunderclap. I mean, pretty sure I'll live the Thunderclap, but just to guarantee it, this should be Thunderclap Astral. Yep. Do I want to just Ice Beam for... No, I need to break the Sash on Cali. I think I have to go for Origin Pulse. I was debating about, do I go to Meloetta to stall out some of these turns? But yeah, I think we go for Tailwind here and we go for an Origin Pulse. If they protect Astral, that's fine, because protect Astral means it doesn't KO the Kyogre, and the leftovers might be putting me out of range of Thunderclap. Thunderclap comes out. Yeah, like I take that with ease. I might live Astral actually. Here comes Origin Pulse. Knocks out the Bolt. The Cali is brought down to Sash, but I think I'm guaranteeing winning the game because now my Meloetta should just instantly always beat the Cali no matter what, right? They go for Astral. Does this even KO? Oh, well, it's only +1. Def. Yeah, okay. I don't guarantee win yet, I suppose. I don't guarantee win yet. But I'm hoping that Meloetta can wake up early. So the thing is, they don't have a move that can knock out both the Instant and the Meloetta, or hit both of them, right? Because like you can go for Astral Barrage, but Meloetta won't take any damage. So I'm hoping that I live the Psychics comfortably, but we'll find out. We always go for knockoff and we go for a Psychic. Or I guess Shadow Ball in this case. They tear the Koraidon, so yeah, I just Shadow Ball. We haven't taken any sleep turns with Meloetta, so Meloetta has to clutch up in this endgame. First turn to sleep. Astral, because they got to KO the Instant, they're going to prey on the Meloetta just staying asleep, which makes sense. Crit the Instant, which I don't think mattered realistically. It's +2 Cali. But yeah. All right, this is a +3 Cali. It's a bit dangerous, but Meloetta, if you wake up, we instantly win and we don't have to deal with any luck shenanigans potentially. And beautiful. Like, I was worried about how much the psychics do at +3, but I was more worried because it gave them chances for crits and special defense drops. With the instant wake up, I don't have to worry about those. So excellent. Excellent. Beautiful. So even though like it was still a risky end game, I think I'm pretty sure that it's still my favor. I'm pretty sure that Psychic's not doing enough to Meloetta from Sash Cali. But yeah, like if any of the special defense drops happen or again crits happen, it's a different game. So very happy with the Calm Mind setup, and it was able to work out spectacularly. All right, we have Calyrex Shadow Rider, Zamazenta, the Raging Bull, Rillaboom, Tornadus, and Smeargle. This is the team that won Japan Nationals, and oh, this is scary, man. Calyrex Shadow Rider would decorate Smeargle. Not an easy time. Not an easy time. We do have some stuff which is good at least. We do have our Ghost Urshifu, which could be really solid here. Debating. Beating the Raging Bolt's always super tough for the team regardless. That's the problem. I think I do with like Ursh plus... I think Ursh Meloetta makes sense to me, or Ursh Amoonguss. I kind of like Ursh Meloetta a bit more with Kyogre in the back and then the Amoonguss. I think this is fine. Yeah. Because as much as I like Torn, I don't need Torn. Like, the idea is to sweep with Ursh against this team because I don't think Kyogre on itself can beat the Wide Guard Terragrass Zamazenta. So I think the idea here is to set up my Ursh in a good spot. Torn Zama is not what I expected. Okay. Versus Meloetta and the Urshifu. That is a tough one. That is indeed a tough one. Okay. I do not have a good body press switch, and yeah, this is pretty bad. I could go Amoonguss, but I don't know if that's really worth it. I guess I could Terra Ghost my Ursh and then play around, but then I'm gonna get swept by actually, maybe it's not too bad. I'm gonna go for Surging Strike, swap into Kyogre. It might not be like the worst option to take here because I do want to get rid of the Torn as quick as possible, because if I get rid of Torn, I'm in a good spot, but I don't know if the Rain Surging Strikes will KO. I know it's modest Torn, so I should be able to KO, I imagine. I also want to make sure I don't take a body press with Ursh because I think weakened Ursh is really bad in the end game against Raging Bolt, because I imagine it's like Raging Bolt plus Calyrex Shadow Rider back. I need to live Thunderclaps. We will go for the Surging Strikes here into the Torn, as Body Press did go into Ursh, so that's perfect. I could have got hit off with Meloetta, but this is perfectly fine. I do get a Surging Strikes off into the Torn, and it should KO, which is beautiful. Granted, the demons are in, but not the worst. Okay. Now we got to stall out this Tailwind turns, and then Scarf Ursh can be in a good spot. That's the tough part though. Shadow Rider is going to come in, which is not too surprising. I was debating about the sequencing here. I'm thinking Ursh goes out into the... I mean, they're going to Astral Barrage Body Press. I don't know if they're going for the Kyogre slot or if they target the Ursh to cover for a switch. But I think Amoonguss is always my play here and just protects my Kyogre. If they Nasty Plot here, amazing play. I'm really hoping that they don't. I don't think they should, but we'll see. Amoonguss should be pretty safe here. They decide to go for Terrassization on... I'm assuming this is Zamazenta because I don't see... Why did they Terra Dark here? Why did they Terra Dark? There's no reason to Terra Dark in this situation. Okay. Cool. I can close combat them in the end game if I want to. Is this Wide Guard... Wait, is this Wide Guard nasty? Or did it... I feel like you Astral, right? Okay, they did Astral at least. Okay, that makes sense to me. Okay. I don't hate this spot. Yeah, I take it pretty well. I can go Meloetta here to stall out the turns. I like the idea of going Meloetta and potentially just drawing off an O-Pulse. I don't really need the Kyogre that much in this matchup. I think I need Amoonguss for the Raging Bolt. They might double up the Amoonguss slot or they double up the Kyogre slot. Both make sense to me. I think that's acceptable. But yeah, I'm going to bring out Meloetta. A Wide Guard, which is fine. That means that he Astraled and that's cool by me. I guess I could have Calm Minded, but it doesn't change that much to me. Yeah. So Meloetta is actually in a pretty safe position. Like, I don't mind Meloetta in this safe position. Yeah, because Kyogre took nothing from the Astral Barrage. And now I could probably U-turn here. I think I U-turn to Zama. And I protect my Kyogre because you can't knock out Meloetta unless he's Psychic Body Press specifically. I'd be kind of surprised if he did that because I think the Kyogre is super threatening with the O-Pulse. And even if I take damage on Meloetta, I think it's fine. I'm going to go for a U-turn onto the Zama because it Wide Guarded and is very unlikely to protect here. And I go for Protect with my Kyogre to get a bit of Lotto's recovery. Stall out this last turn to Tailwind. Bring in my Urshifu and then start going for like attacks, right? They're going to go for Wide Guard, so this is perfectly fine for me. I damn it for Nasty Plot, but I have a Scarf Urshifu in rain with Surging Strikes available. So we're gonna go Ursh. The question is, I think I go Amoonguss here always. Yeah, I always go Amoonguss here. I could lose the potential Rillaboom back, but I should be fine. So my two plays, I think, are always... I definitely always Surging Strikes the Calyrex. The question is, do I Ice Beam the Calyrex as well to cover for like Raging Bolt switching in? Or do I want to go hard Amoonguss because it takes a Body Press from the Zama and I can redirect the attacks from the thing from the Raging Bolt anyway? And I like the Amoonguss play, I think. I really like the Amoonguss play. I didn't miscount Tailwind turns, right? They Astral Barrage twice into Protect, which means 3 turns of Tailwind, right? Bring out the Amoonguss. They went for Wide Guard again. I don't get it, but okay. I like the Amoonguss coming in for free. Yeah, I get Surging Strikes off into Cali, so that should KO. It's Rain boosted Surging Strikes, and they already took chip. Yeah, like they took 2 hits of Life Orb, so I was like, yeah, there's no way you survive this in rain. Yeah. Alex goes down, and then it's down to the last Pokemon, but right now it's not looking good for them. And I lose this end game. What was the Raging Bolt? Was it Dragon Pulse or Draco Meteor? I can't remember. We're gonna see Raging Bolt come in, which makes sense. I think I want Amoonguss healthy. Thunderclap doesn't knock out Urshifu. I think I'm just going to go for Surging Strikes and go into Kyogre. The reason I'm going to go for this is I like having full health Amoonguss. I think full health Amoonguss is really good, especially if they're Draco Meteor and they expend a Draco Meteor here. Because if they expend a Draco Meteor here into the Amoonguss to try and knock it out, right? Because like Bolt is the only mon that can really threaten the Amoonguss. I think it's really good. They go for Thunderclap, which doesn't KO. And I do get a Surging Strikes off, so I mean, I get some pretty good damage. Do they double up with Heavy Slam, I assume? I mean, I just got some really good damage into the Zamazenta, and now I can go for Calm Mind. Yeah, they doubled up the Ursh, but that's fine. I think if I just Rage Powdered, I probably instant one, but this still works out. I think I want to go for Spore into the Zamazenta, and I want to Calm Mind because even if, let's say, they go for the double up into Kyogre, that's fine. Yeah. Because I don't think they can knock out the Amoonguss. Maybe Draco Heavy Slam can, but then they'll be in a really bad spot. And yeah, they went for Wide Guard, which is not surprising to me. Because they've been clicking Wide Guard for not really the best reasons, and now I'm in a great spot where I got to Calm Mind up with the Kyogre. I'm at +1 special attack and special defense. Thunderbolt won't KO my Kyogre at this point, and I can go for the Rage Powder following turns. Beautiful. Beautiful. I do want to throw off the Origin Pulse first, because if I hit the Origin Pulse into the Zamazenta, it makes the game a lot, and I mean a lot easier. I am going to go for Rage Powder, and I am going to go for the Origin Pulse. Because Zama is pretty much the mon I want to get rid of, so my Meloetta is in a more comfortable spot. And they might Thunderclap here, but I think they should just Dragon Pulse. Yeah. Alright, they take the first turn of sleep. I hit both, so I guarantee win here. If I hit one, it's fine. If I hit the Zama, I think it's like a super lock. If I only hit the Bolt, I Rage Powder Ice Beam the Bolt the next turn, because if they get a wake up chance, they might go for Wide Guard, which means I go for the Ice Beam and the Bolt, and I think I'm in a completely good spot regardless. So nice. I now go for... I can go for anything. I'm just going to Spore an Ice Beam at this point. Like, there really isn't much that it can do. They're not going to Thunderclap as I get the Ice Beam KO into the Bolt, and very, very nice. Oh, man. That pivoting was super important. I'm still surprised that they just kept clicking the Wide Guard. I really thought they were going to take the more offensive approach with Body Press plus the Astral. Maybe, I mean, did I ever show I was leftovers Kyogre? Because I think I switched it on Ice Beam, or I switched it on Astral, so I think the leftovers was revealed, right? I didn't get a free switch. I'm pretty sure, yeah, like they could have just Astral, Body Press. I'm kind of surprised they never took the offensive initiative instead, because I felt like it was better for them, but you know what? I won't complain about that one. All right, we have Calyrex Shadow Rider, Terapagos, Incineroar, Rillaboom, Fluttermane, and Amoonguss. All right. This should be just standard balanced setup team with Calm Mind, Terapagos, and one of the Calyrex Shadow Rider sets. I mean, Calm Mind Ogre kind of beats Calm Mind Terapagos for the most part, but yeah, we'll figure it out. I do like I mean, they have a really tough time of breaking through Incin. I like Meloetta to help against the Calyrex Shadow Rider. I don't know if I want Ursh. Ursh is good here, but I don't think it's necessary. Because Amoonguss is pretty good, because Calm Mind Kyogre kind of helps beat this for the most part, I feel. And I don't think I have to risk doing anything with Ursh. I think I like the idea of Incin plus... Is it just Incin Kyogre? I think Incin Kyogre is fine. I think Incin Kyogre is fine. Meloetta plus the Amoonguss in the back. Because they're probably going to bring their own Amoonguss, I imagine. I think like Amoonguss, Rillaboom, Terapagos plus Shadow Rider makes a lot of sense to me, because they want answers to the Urshifu. Because Urshifu is a scary mon for their team. I don't think they're going to bring Fluttermane. I think it's unlikely, but we'll see. Rillaboom, Terapagos makes a lot of sense. Perfect. Okay. I lead Incin plus the Kyogre. All right. A lot can happen here. Terra Electric's kind of the worst case here for my Kyogre Terra, because I don't really want Terra Electric against Earth Power Terapagos, which is probably... I like the idea of just going for a parting shot into the Terapagos and maybe going out into Amoonguss. I don't know if they're going to go for Fake Out into either slots. I do threaten like powerful water moves, but they also threaten the Wood Hammer, so it's kind of a weird mind game. But we'll see. Okay, perfect. They went for a Fake Out into Amoonguss. That's super ideal. They take a bit of chip with the Rocky Helmet. I get a free parting shot into the Terapagos. And yeah, this is looking pretty good. I guess the question is, do I want to reveal Meloetta or do I want to reveal Kyogre? Because I feel like I'd rather just reveal Kyogre realistically, because it also might incline the Rillaboom to stay in and click Wood Hammer instead of like you turning out if I reveal Meloetta. So I think I go Kyogre here and have the surprise factor of being able to threaten, right? So I think I go Kyogre. And I do threaten to Spore into the Terapagos, which is super safe with going into Incin. So curious on what they're going to do, if they're going to Wood Hammer or they're going to U-turn. Like those are usually your two options. Terapagos can easily protect here. I could Spore the Rillaboom if I want to anticipate that, but I don't think I have a reason to when I have Fake Out Pressure as well on deck here. So I don't think it's too bad even if I get this play wrong. So let's see. I get the Intimidate off in Arilla for -2. Terapagos protects. I think U-turn is more likely, but they might go for Woodhammer. Yep, good U-turn. They U-turn into Mungus, which is nice too, because they're taking Rocky Helmet damage, and that Rocky Helmet damage is adding up. I wonder if it's Taunt Instant. Do they run Taunt Instant on this team? They might, or they run Willow. They could side Willow the Terapagos, I suppose, but that's fine. Oh, Flutter Mane. Interesting. Okay. Do they run Taunt? I think they do. I'm pretty sure they don't run Protect. So I could have spored the Flutter Mane, but granted, I don't think this is that bad of a position. I like the idea of, again, going for Parting Shot on a Terapagos and just going for a Protect with my Amoonguss. Because I'm scouting for the Taunt. They're not going to taunt my Incin. I think they're just going to Calm Mind, taunt my Amoonguss slot. They could self T-Wave the Terapagos, but I think that would potentially put them in an awkward spot, because even though they don't get Spored, I think it's still really weird. Yeah, it's Taunt. Yep, that's not surprising to me. I think I just want to get in Kyogre and throw off Origin Pulses at this point. Yeah, this is perfect. Okay. Not terrible, not terrible. I need to put on some offensive pressure though, because we've been playing a bit passive for quite a bit. Yeah, we go Kyogre. Two turns of Grassy, 2 turns of Rain. I think I'm going to Calm Mind with my Kyogre once, and I'm going to go for a Spore attempt into the... I could go Instant as well. I'm debating about going Instant, but I don't know if it's worth it. I think Instant... I don't really like going Instant, because Instant doesn't get me much ground, because I need to switch into it for the Rilla. I think I just spored a Terapagos, because Pollen Puff doesn't accomplish anything because of the Grassy Terrain healing. I think I just spored a Terapagos and Calm Mind. They protect Terapagos, which means they didn't go for a Calm Mind, which is interesting. That works out really well for me. Oh, they T-Raged my Kyogre. What? Okay. Please get the Calm Mind. Nice. Okay. That's fine by me. I threaten huge damage into the Flutter Mane the next turn. I threaten some huge damage into the Flutter Mane the next turn with the Origin Pulse. The paralysis is a bit annoying, but granted, I don't think this is that bad at all. I think I'm just going to Origin Pulse. I kind of want to reveal Meloetta now, so I think I go Instant though. No, I think I go Instant. So I can threaten the Fake Out pressure into the Terapagos. They're going to go for Taunt into Amoonguss always, and probably Calm Mind again. Let's see. Yep. Taunt goes out into Instant. We're playing a bit of a slow game, but granted, like, this is how it plays against Terapagos. We're going to see Calm Mind. Yep, that's not like too surprising. Please just hit the Flutter. Okay, it's just a Terra Shell activating. Oh, I get a +1 Origin Pulse and a Flutter. Huge damage. Nice. Rain stops, but that's pretty acceptable. It's not Leftovers Terapagos. Wait, are you? You're not Covert Cloak, are you? I don't think it should be. I think you want to save the Flutter Mane. I think the play is just to Ice Beam the Flutter, swap into Amoonguss. Yeah, they retreat the Flutter to go Rilla. That's why I brought in the Amoon now, because I think the Amoon's in a good offensive spot, or a good defensive spot here. Yeah, perfect. And I Ice Beam the Rilla, so I get a huge amount of damage, especially if they protect the Terapagos. So getting really good calls here, I feel. I've been playing this really nice, but we'll see. I could get paralyzed here. I don't know what the Terapagos is clicking, but we'll see. Amoonguss. They Calm Mind, which is smart. Okay. That's fine. Big ice beam hit. Oh, if that KO'd, we were... Oh! Okay. That's really good. That's really good. All right, I'm gonna Spore and go to Instant. I can't risk Rilla going for a Woodhammer ever, because if I lose Kyogre, I just instant lose the game to Terapagos. So I have to go for a Spore and a swap to Instant here, which is generally pretty safe for the most part. There's not really much ways that they can punish this. Endgame could still be spooky, especially with a paralyzed Kyogre, but assuming if I get like 2 Calm Minds up against this Terapagos, I should be able to wall the Terapagos. So we'll bring out Instant and we're going to go for Spore. I don't think they're never going Flutter here. They should Woodhammer or they try to fake out the Moon. Interesting Terastallization because that gets rid of your grassy terrain, which is helpful for me. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. They go for Starstorm. I'm gonna take a bunch of damage, but granted, like, this is still a pretty good spot. I guess they went for Woodhammer. Yeah, I take the hit pretty well. It's only +2. They're frozen solid. Beautiful. And we get a Spore off. Nice. Now we can go for Parting Shot into the Terapagos, slow it down a bit. We're going to go to Pollen Puff Off into the Rillaboom, take that knockout. Feeling pretty good about this spot. I guess there's Shadow Rider in the back that I still have to be concerned about because I don't know if it's like Encore Disable, but granted, like, this is still a pretty comfortable position. Terapagos to sleep. Does really get to move here and U-turn? Nope. And because the Terapagos doesn't have healing, I think it makes it a lot easier. Wait, did it have leftovers or am I just dumb? I feel like I didn't see leftovers earlier, but maybe I'm just dumb. We're going to go out into our Kyogre here. Yep. I should probably keep track of Star Storms. We have 1 Star Storm that they used. I'll keep track of it. We get the Pollen Puff KO into the Rillaboom, so Rillaboom goes down. Very, very good spot here. As we'll see what they decide to go for. If it's Flutter, I'm okay with Rage Powdering. If it's Calyrex, I'm kind of okay with going for a Calm Mind and a swap here. Yeah. I think I'm just going to Calm Mind and I'm going to swap into Meloetta. Meloetta with the Assault Vest is going to go crazy against the Shadow Rider slot now. So this is the perfect time to bring in the Meloetta because it is in such a comfortable position. They go for Astral Barrage. Perfect. That did a lot more. Is that Life Orb? Oh, they woke up immediately. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. How much damage are they doing? Ow. Ah, that's a bad para. Oh, wait. That para is really bad. No, wait. That para is really, really bad. Also, why did the Astral do so much to my Kyogre? We always Shadow Ball protect. I have to protect too. I can't really afford. This is tough. They protect Calyrex, which is a good play. Oh man, I don't think I'm breaking through this now. I needed like 1 more sleep turn on Terapagos. They go for Calm Mind too. Oh, if I just Calm Minded here or switch to Amoonguss would have been better. Trying to think, do I even have an out against Terapagos? They can't damage the Meloetta, but I think I need Amoonguss healthy. I think I gotta go for, you know what? It's probably Sash Shadow Rider by how they're playing. I'm clicking Thunder into Shadow Rider and hoping for the para. I think that's what gets me back in the game, because I think I could set up a pin situation for Shadow Ball Spore the next turn. I'm going to sack my instant here as they Astral... They might Encore, but we'll see. Or disable. Pollen Puff. Okay. Wait, do I go down to Starstorm now? I think I do. Oh, wait, they Calm Mind again. That's greedy, but sure. Okay. Please get the para, Meloetta. We need the para. We need the para really badly. Get a crit. Okay. Chance. I'm still trying to figure out what I do, because even then I still think I'm in a bad spot. This is +3 now. What item are you? Are you Cover Cloak? No, we faked out the first time, right? No, we probably shot the first time. I guess we don't know. I guess like I have to risk it anyway. I Shadow Ball. They protect. I was hoping for them to get paralyzed there. Maybe I should have went for the Thunder and the Terapagos. Is it Cover Cloak? It is Cover Cloak. Okay, yeah. I don't think I had anything, unfortunately, in this end game. I felt like the Mons were technically right, but I guess... Was Urshifu better than Meloetta here? Maybe. I didn't think I would have as many problems dealing with the Terapagos, even with like a lot of the right reads, the freeze on Rillaboom. The mispositioning against this Calm Mind Terapagos just ended up screwing me over, and the paralysis. I think if I didn't get paralyzed on the Calm Mind turn, like I had so much momentum going, because I think Kyogre would have been able to take the next round of attacks just fine, and then throw off like Origin Pulse threatening, and I would have had a much better spot. But you know, it's Thunder Wave Flutter. Like unfortunately, that's just how it goes. And my only hope, I think, at this point is I think I need the Calyrex to get paralyzed. I need a... Yeah, I need the Calyrex to get paralyzed. I need... Okay, no. My win con is I live with both Pokemon, which I don't think I even do. Yeah, Moon gets survived, but Kyogre didn't. Maybe I needed to double protect. Spore the Terapagos, Calm Mind the next turn, and I need Calyrex to get 2 rounds of sleep or 2 rounds of paralysis or a chance. Then maybe I can Origin Pulse. Kyogre needs to never get paralyzed after, but yeah, it's like super unlikely odds. Underwave Flutter, man. Underwave Flutter. All right, we have Magearna, Calyrex Ice Rider with the Indeedee, Annihilate, Smeargle, and Urshifu. This is tough. This is tough. I think it's... Well, I'm Bug Terra Instant. I'm not Ghost Terra. If I was Ghost Terra, it'd make it a lot easier. I think I'm just leading my Kyogre plus Amoonguss, which is generally a good lead here. This is just so weird. I think I have to play in Trick Room. I don't think I can play out of Trick Room. I think Kyogre Amoonguss makes sense for the most part. The reason I like Kyogre Amoonguss is because I'm trying to figure out, can I beat Annihilate plus either the combination Cali Ice plus Magearna? It's really tough to distinguish. I think I gotta like bait the final Gambit and I'll be happy with it. I think I need Instant in the back, and I think I'll bring Meloetta because we're showcasing the Meloetta. I don't think it's that great, but like it can do things against this team, which is nice, which is mainly switching into the Magearna attacks as well as like actually able to threaten the Urshifu offensively. So let's see. Indeedee plus Magearna. Okay, wait, no, this is actually pretty decent. I get free Calm Minds up. Yeah, I get free Calm Minds, so this is super ideal for me. I don't know if they have any terrasilizations like Grass Terra or Water Terra, but Calm Mind is super safe and just protecting works for me. They protect Magearna, so I guess it's protect Trick Room, which is super ideal. How are they stopping Spore the next turn? I get a free Calm Mind up with the Kyogre, so now we're +1 special attack. I'm gonna go for a Nutter. Or should I just draw off Origin Pulses? I think I don't know. I kind of want to tank the special attacks first and then go for the damage. I kind of want to Calm Mind again. And I want to Spore the Magearna, I think. Like, I want to see if this is safety goggles. I kind of want to keep these Pokemon around because they can't do much to my Kyogre instinctively. So, yeah, I think I'm in a good spot with just Spore, Calm Mind, and then again, utilizing their own Trick Room, which is okay. We see Terastization. Is it Grass Terra? Magearna. Water Terra. Okay, that makes sense to me too. Okay. So it's not Grass Terra, which means I should be able to threaten a Spore. Do they follow me or not? Are you Goggles, Entity? Because if you're not Goggles, I'm pretty sure I'm just Origin Pulsing through your team. Like, I don't see how you're stopping me. It is Goggles. Okay, good to confirm. But what does Magearna have? Flash Cannon into the Kyogre. They're going for the special defense drop. They don't get it. I get a free Calm Mind. Yeah, like, what are they supposed to do, man? I think this lead here is just kind of wrecking them. I guess I'm just drawing off an Origin Pulse and I'm going to go for Protect with Amoonguss because they're either going to follow me and attack again or they're going to go for Psychic Protect, I assume, if they have it. Like, I don't know how they're breaking through this right now. Yeah, they went for Psychic, I think. Perfect. Yep. Called it out. Get a free Origin Pulse off. Into the Entity, and if I KO, I'm in a great spot. Otherwise, I can Spore the Magearna the next turn, and yeah, I'm still in a great position. Origin Pulse, +2 in Rain. Okos. Nice. And they use the Terastization, so I don't have to really worry about it. So, yeah. I mean, Magearna got a boost, but like, +1 to my +2. Not looking too hot for them. Granted, I gotta watch out Magearna stacks because I guess the Kyogre gets... they have a move, but I'm kind of curious if they even have a move. We're gonna see Urshifu come in. It's Dark Urshifu. Yeah, I'm slower with my Amoonguss. I can go for an Origin Pulse and I can go for Spore into the Ursh because they can't Grass Terra if they can't Sucker Punch because they're in Psychic Terrain. Yeah, they kind of just realized that, yeah, they're in just such a bad spot. Although I really think that Sucker Punch is kind of troll. Because they should go for a Wicked Blow if they want a chance and hope for misses. But yeah, it's like super rough for them. Origin Pulse here. I miss. Urshifu? I did double miss. Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, they want to take on a sleep turn. So it's like more possible for them to have a chance. Now I just don't think they do, because now I can threaten to Spore the Magearna and I can go for Origin Pulse again. While the Urshifu again did not use the sleep turn. Like, the thing is, I might have been forced to Rage Power this upcoming turn if they had not locked in the Sucker. And I felt like that's what they should have went for. But yeah. Now it's just a really rough spot because Spore, Origin Pulse is pretty safe. There's not much that they can do to punish. They're stalling out their own Trick Room turns. They're stalling out the Psychic Terrain turns. It's just looking really bad for them. Granted, like, sure, the game is still very possible for them to win, but each hit that Kyogre gets is like one less chance that they have. So we got Spore off. So yeah, gonna decide to take the sleep turns, which makes sense. Ursh takes the first turn. So does Magearna. And we hit both this time. Do we KO the Ursh? It is not Sash Ursh. Also, I did have to Terra Water Magearna, man. That is crazy. Soul Heart again, but that's acceptable. Rain stops, but I mean, I have a +2 Kyogre that's at full HP, or near full HP. So at this point, don't really see it. Don't really see it. I go instant the next turn. Because there should be Calyrex back, I imagine. Yep. Just gonna throw off an Origin Pulse. Just gonna swap into my Instant. Intimidate if this Calyrex is not Clear Amulet. And even if it isn't, I get Fake Out Pressure. I get to preserve Amoonguss for later in the game. And yeah, like, all I'm really trying to do is just remove stuff around Magearna and then just try to win with Meloetta. But yeah, like, at this point, like, there's really not much. They are clearing at Calyrex, so maybe if they have Seed Bomb, they have a chance, but we'll see. Origin Pulse, no misses. Huge amounts of damage. Magearna stays asleep. Is this Trick Room from the Calyrex or is this Glacial? This is Glacial. Yeah, I think unless I miss, like, I don't think there's a chance. Also, like, even if I miss, like, I don't have to go for the miss. I can just Ice Beam the Magearna, fake out the Calyrex because we know it's not Covert Cloak, and then it's a good game, right? So I fake out the Calyrex, I go for Ice Beam, then I can go for Knockoff, right? So yeah, there really wasn't much that they could do. I think their lead, unfortunately, was just really rough, and since they didn't bring like Decorate or they weren't able to position the Urshifu as well as they would have wanted, I was just in such a great spot with the Calm Mind Kyogre, and that's kind of the beauty of it against these like slower teams that can't really break through it as well. All right, we're gonna see Miraidon, Zamazenta, Tyranitar, Iron Treads, Incineroar, and the Grimmsnarl. I don't know what I'm looking at here, but sure. I don't know what I'm looking at. I do think that... Like, why is there a Tyranitar? Amoonguss and Incineroar Kyogre just sound really good. Ursh is honestly really good against the team, but I don't think it's necessary. I think Terra-wise, I'm going to Terra the Kyogre most likely. Unless they bring Treads. Do I think they're going to bring... I don't know. Like, a lot of their monsters just awkward in the Kyogre. They have a Miraidon and that's it. Like, they have Miraidon and that's it. I think I'm just leading Kyogre straight away just to dish out damage. I think it's Kyogre Incin with Meloetta Amoonguss. Yeah. Like, sure, I could bring Torn for Tailwind, but I want to have more fun and bring the Meloetta. So let us see if we can get into Master Ball tier. Because if we win this one, I'm pretty sure it's locked for Master Ball tier. So let's see. Gonna be the Miraidon and the Grimmsnarl. So this is a classic lead. As long as they don't Draco Meteor immediately, I think it's fine. I'm just gonna go for Knockoff into the... Yeah, I think I just go for Knockoff into the... I mean, technically the safest place for me to Calm Mind with Terra Electric and swap to Amoonguss. I think that's probably the better idea play that I have access to. Because, like, there's a Terra Electric Volt Switch coming out. I don't know which slot they would do. They could also go for Electro Drift immediately to KO my Incin, which I think is pretty bad for me. So I'd rather just go out into Amoonguss immediately instead of my Calm Mind. I don't know what the Grimmsnarl does. If this is fake tears, I'm going to cry. If it's anything else, I'm pretty chilling other than maybe fake out. If they light screen, that's perfectly acceptable. But yeah, go for the Terra Electric. Light screen is perfect. Is this Volt Switch or Electro Drift? Electro Drift, perfect. That's best case scenario. Maybe I could have knocked off the Miraidon as I said before, but super ideal turn. I can't tell. Like, I didn't fake out the Miraidon in case it's like one of those random Terra Ghost or Covert Cloak sets. So that's why I didn't go for fake out if anyone was wondering. But now I don't think that it is. I think it might be Covert Cloak. The Electro Drift I feel like should have done more, but maybe I'm overestimating Miraidon a bit. But yeah, we're going to Calm Mind again and we're going to go for Pollen Puff and heal my Kyogre because I want Kyogre healthy. It could go for Spirit Break, but that's okay. I get more of a special defense boost to take on the Miraidon in general. And I like the idea of Pollen Puff, the Kyogre heal, and get all that HP. Miraidon going to hard retreat here, which is perfect. Don't be Treads for some reason. You did actually bring the Treads. All right. I also could have Origin Pulse, so that's unfortunate. They taunt my Amoonguss. Ooh, I mean... I can't Rage Powder, which sucks, but I do get a Calm Mind, and I do get the ability to swap into Incin, which is, like, not bad. I am full health on Kyogre, which is also useful. Yeah, we're going to Protect and go to Incin. It's super safe. Now, if this is Clear Amulet Ghost Terra, I'm gonna be a bit upset, but we should be all right here. I'm pretty sure Origin Pulse is just gonna threaten a double knockout the next turn. Not Clear Amulet, I do get the Protect. A high horsepower to Kyogre, perfect. Spirit Break double up because they didn't reflect. Play Rough, okay. Why is it Play Rough? Why are you Play Rough over Spirit Break? I don't think Play Rough is ever worth it. Alright, we Origin Pulse, we Fake Out. If they go for the Terra Ghost with the Treads, I should still survive the high horsepower thanks to the Intimidate. So I should be able to get a double knockout here. Maybe I don't KO the Grim, but I think that's alright. We see the Treads retreat, which makes sense. Into Miraidon. Yeah. I mean, Miraidon's just taking a bunch of damage, so thank you for giving me a bunch of damage into the Miraidon. So I get a Fake Out off in the Miraidon and a free Origin Pulse. Hit the Miraidon. Hit the Grim. Okay. I would have preferred Miraidon, but that's still fine, I guess. They go for Play Rough into the instant for some reason. Okay. I guess to put me in Volt Switch range. I am playing aggressive. I'm just going to Origin Pulse swap to Amoonguss. If they want to read that and go for like a taunt into the Amoonguss switch in, sure, go ahead. I think that's completely fine. I can still make the instant play regardless, and I can still protect. And yeah, right now, I just don't see how you're breaking through the Kyogre right now. Because as I said before, the Kyogre is really tough for them to handle. Bring in the Amoonguss. I mean, it was a good play that they made. They probably taunt and Volt Switch here, but what are you switching into? Hey, Dragon Pulse? Sure. But as you can see, he doesn't do much damage. I miss again. Oh my goodness. Come on, Kyogre. I need the damage in the Miraidon. That monster's a threat, man. Rain stops. Although Electric Terrain should be gone, so the Miraidon's doing a lot less damage. Yeah. They're gonna go Treads again, and then, or they could go Zama. Zama could actually be brought in here for body press. Yeah, they go Zama this time. Okay. I'm gonna play aggressive. I'm just gonna go. Man, I really wish I had those old pulses because I could Ice Beam freely. But I do want damage here. I'm gonna Origin Pulse and just switch to Instant. They might read me to go for like a Protect with Kyogre because I've been playing Super Saber Kyogre, so I'm willing to risk it here. Also, like Dragon Pulse Body Press doesn't KO Kyogre regardless, so I think it's fine to risk it here. I could have went for Pollen Puff as well. Pollen Puff might have been a safe play, but actually maybe Pollen Puff was better. But we'll see. We see Terrestrialization, which is interesting from Zama. Sure. Oh, wait. That's gonna hurt. They Dragon Pulse my Amoonguss slot. No way this KOs my Kyogre. Can I win? It's possible. But I think super unlikely. I don't see how I'm beating the Treads now at this point. Oh, and I really needed damage into Miraidon on those. Terrifying. I gotta hope for mess ups, right? I just gotta hope for mess ups at this point. I gotta hope that Zamazenta protects, because even if I Fake Out Psychic, I don't think I win. Yeah, like, it's just over. He just doubled up the Meloetta. I really didn't think Body Press was KO my Kyogre at that range. Oh my goodness. And if I just Fake Out Psychic the Zama, I have a shot, I think. Yeah, it's over. Oh, unfortunate. Even if I stay in with Amoonguss, Pollen Puff didn't even change anything. I had to protect that turn, and I felt like I was playing too safe there. I also was not expecting, again, Fighting Terra and the Fighting Terra to KO my Kyogre. But yeah, I guess I get hard punished. I guess if I just protect there, I can Fake Out the Zama, I can Origin Pulse the next turn, and then like I can get into Amoonguss so I can redirect anyway. So I guess like it was technically always the play. I was just a bit too worried about losing the resources and thought like, oh, the instant switch could be obvious, but And I really thought I could live again a body press. I was not living the terrifying body press, however. So unfortunate end to Meloetta. But it will not be making it into the final Master Ball tier, which is unfortunate. All right, let's go over to games. In game 1, I really thought this game was lost, man. I really thought this game was lost. Like when I got the read wrong on the Moongeist Beam targeting Kyogre, because I thought like, oh, they could go Koraidon, and then they really want to threaten the Torn, which could set up the Rain Dance. I felt like, oh, then that's what's probably be the option. No, they KO'd my Kyogre instead, and I'm like, oh man, it's pretty unlikely I'm going to come back from this one, especially with the crit on the Instant, which meant I took more health, which means I couldn't really switch in as easily as I would have liked to, maybe on their Instant, for example. Yeah, it like seemed pretty rough. And especially that Thunder Miss on the Tornadus, but somehow Meloetta surviving the clutch collision course, firing back alongside the Instant to allow us for a victory. In game 2, we played the second place Worlds team from Regulation I, and I felt we were able to really showcase how well the Calm Mind Kyogre was able to put in a ton of work against this team, especially while being able to pivot around. And then in the end game, we were able to thankfully clutch up with the Meloetta that was just able to pretty much just take on the Shadow Rider in the end, assuming it didn't get 3 turn sleeps, and super unlucky with the Psychics. But yeah, across the board, Meloetta was able to finish off the win. In game 3, we played the Japan Nats winning team from Regulation I, and definitely a bit different than how I expected the matchup to go. I was able to get a really good Terra Ghost with Urshifu on the body press, not taking any damage. I was able to get a really good position where I was able to stall out the Tailwind turns thanks to them, especially playing passive with the Zamazenta, clicking the Wide Guard instead, which actually really helped out because I was able to pivot around. And then the Rain Surging Strikes from the Choice Scarf Urshifu was able to finish off the Shadow Rider, and then I just had a really good spot in the end game. And yeah, like I felt that it was really tough for them to handle the Urshifu once I was able to position it correctly. In game 4, the Terapagos, and I do think that Urshifu was better than Meloetta in this matchup, mainly because like endgame Urshifu, as we saw, could have put in a lot of work with Surging Strikes into the Calyrex Shadow Rider, which is probably Focus Sash, so I could have actually broken through the Shadow Rider, as well as actually be able to threaten the Terapagos. Would have been easier, especially since like I had all special attackers at this point alongside knockoff Instant, which, you know, wasn't a bit easier. The route that I took was a bit unoptimized, especially since they actually brought the Flutter Mane, which meant that I had to deal with Thunder Wave odds, and unfortunately, like dealing with Thunder Wave odds wasn't exactly great for my Kyogre, as it got paralyzed during a crucial Calm Mind turn. In game 5, yeah, my opponent's Hard Trigger team that was super passive against Calm Mind Kyogre, yeah, they just could not really deal with it, especially because they went for the Sucker Punch into Psychic Terrain. I could have just easily have been in a much more difficult position because, you know, I did miss the Origin Pulse, and because of that, it actually gave them a chance to wake up. But granted, like it still was tough for them. I would have been forced to Rage Powder, but I still think Kyogre was just really difficult to stop in the end because it just destroyed their team and they couldn't break through it. In game 6, man, I was in a good spot, right? I was doing well against a Miraidon. Like I was able to pressure the Iron Treads to switch out. Like Calm Mind Kyogre was pretty much in a great setup position. I felt like it couldn't go down to anything. Then reveals the Terra fighting Zamazenta with the body press, and I really didn't think that was KOing the Kyogre, but it did end up KOing the Kyogre. If I had known it was Terra fighting, I could have played it a bit safer, but I was a bit worried that I was playing a bit too safe and that it would become a predictable pattern, because I felt like, oh, switch outs. Like they got a taunt read into me switching to Moongeist, so I felt like, oh, maybe they'll read me to switch out again and protect, and I really wasn't wanting to have that happen. But unfortunately, the terrifying body pressures blew up my Kyogre, and then I could maybe fake out Psychic with Meloetta. I don't think I even KO Zamazenta with the Fighting Terra. Maybe I would need a crit, but even then, like I think it was still looking pretty bleak against the Iron Treads in the back. So really need a Kyogre to pull the body press weight, but unfortunately, it looks like the weights were too strong here. So how was Meloetta? I can't say it was bad, especially after that first game. That first game, it was cinematic. I did not believe that I was going to be able to come back in that game, but Meloetta just did. And, you know, it was a great mon in the Calyrex Shadow Rider. I do think that its stats aren't exactly optimized for it, just because the low defense, for the most part, is really hurting it because it can't really switch into body press. And, you know, you do have the form changes, but of course it does take time to set up. Serene Grace can be a bit cute, but like across the board, like it is kind of lacking the damage department compared to like other restricteds, and the pressure that it can exert from other mythicals from like really dangerous setup with like Swords Dance, RCS, and guessing the set. It is a interesting Pokemon that is really good in Shadow Rider, but non-facing Shadow Rider and Lunala, I think it has a bit more of a struggling time. But across the board, super fun team. If you would like to try it out, the rental code is on your screen. Hopefully it's still available by the time the video comes out. If you would like to check out the details of the team and the creator, they'll be linked in the description down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always, as we're trying out a bunch of different mythicals in Regulation J.